And it shall be, when you come into the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving to you as an inheritance, and possess it, and dwell in it, that you shall take some of the first of all the fruits of the soil which you bring from your land, that Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, and you shall put it into a basket, and go to a place where Yahweh your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell there. And you shall come in to the one who is the priest in those days, and say to him, I shall declare today to Yahuwah your Elohim that I have come to the land which Yahuwah swore to our fathers to give to us. And the priest shall take the basket from your hand and place it before the slaughter place of Yahuwah your Elohim. And you shall answer and say before Yahuwah your Elohim, my father was perishing at Aramim, and he went down to Mitzrayim, and sojourned there with a few men, and there became and there became a nation, great, mighty, and numerous. But Mitzrayim did evil to us, and afflicted us, and imposed hard labor on us. Then we cried out to Yahuwah, Elohim of our fathers, and Yahuwah heard our voice, and saw our affliction, and our toil and our oppression. And Yahuwah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and with a great fear and signs and wonders. And he brought us to a place that he has given us, this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now, see, I have brought the first fruits of all of the land which you, O Yahuwah, have given to me. Then you shall place it before Yahuwah your Elohim, and bow down before Yahuwah your Elohim, and shall rejoice in all the good which Yahuwah your Elohim has given to you, and your house, and the Levite and the stranger who is among you. When you have completed tithing all the tithe of your increase in the third year, which is the year of tithing, and have given it to the Levite, to the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, and they have eaten within your gates, and have been satisfied, then you shall say before Yahweh your Elohim, I have put away the set apart portion from my house, and also given it to the Levite, and to the stranger, and to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all your command which you have commanded me. I have not transgressed your commands, nor have I forgotten. Oh shoot. I have not eaten any of it when in mourning, nor have I removed any of it for any unclean use, nor given any of it for the dead. I have obeyed the voice of Yahuwah my Elohim. I have done according to all that I've done according to all that you have commanded me. Look from your set apart dwelling place from the heavens, and bless your people Israel, and the land which you have given us, as you swore to our fathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. Today, Yahuwah your Elohim is commanding you to do these laws and right rulings, and you shall guard and do them with all your heart and all your being. You have today caused Yahuwah to proclaim to be your Elohim, and to walk in his ways, and to guard his laws and his commands and his right rulings, and to obey his voice. And Yahuwah has caused you to proclaim today to be his people, a treasured possession, as he has spoken to you, and to guard all of his commands, so as to set you high above all nations which he has made, for a praise, and for a name, and for esteem, and for you to be set apart people to Yahuwah your Elohim, as he has spoken. And Moshe with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, Guard all the commands which I am commanding you today. And it shall be on the day when you pass over the Jordan in the land which Yahweh your Elohim has given you, that you shall set up for yourselves large stones and plaster them with plaster, and write on them and write on them all the words of this Torah when you have passed over, so that you go into the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, a land flowing with milk and honey, as Yahweh Elohim of your fathers, has spoken to you. And it shall be, when you have passed over the Jordan, that on Mount Ebal you set up these stones which I command you today, and you shall plaster them with plaster, and build a slaughter place to Yahweh your Elohim there, and slaughter place of stones. Do not use an iron tool on them. Build the slaughter place of Yahweh your Elohim with complete stones. And you shall offer ascending offerings to Yahweh your Elohim, and shall slaughter peace offerings, and eat there, and rejoice before Yahweh your Elohim. And you shall write all the words of this Torah on the stones plainly and well. And Moshe and the priests and the Levites spoke to all Yisrael, saying, Be silent and hear, O Yisrael, this day you shall become the people of Yahweh your Elohim. And you shall obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, and do his commands and his laws, which I command you today. And Moshe commanded the people on that day, saying, These are to stand on Mount Gerizim, to bless the people when you have passed over the Jordan. Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Yissachar, and Yosef, and Benjamin. And these are to stand on Mount Ebal, to curse Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. And the Levites shall speak with a loud voice, and say to the men of Israel, Cursed is the man who makes carved molded image, an abomination to Yahweh, a work of the hands of a craftsman, and sets it up in secret. And all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who makes light of his father or his mother, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who moves his neighbor's boundary, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who misleads the blind in the way, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who twists the right rulings of the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his father's wife, because he has uncovered his father's bed, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with any beast, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his sister, the daughter of his father, or the daughter of his mother, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who lies with his mother-in-law, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who strikes his neighbor secretly, and all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is he who takes a bribe to strike an innocent being, and all the people shall say, Amen. And cursed is he who does not establish the word of this Torah, and all the people shall say, Amen. And it shall be, if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to guard and do all his commands which I have commanded you today, that Yahweh your Elohim shall set you high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim. Blessed are you in the city, and blessed are you in the field. Blessed is the fruit of your body, and the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of your livestock, and the increase of your cattle, and offspring of your flocks. Blessed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Blessed are you when you come in, and blessed are you when you go out. Yahuwah causes your enemies to rise against you and be smitten before your face. They come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahuwah commands the blessing on you in your storehouses and in all to which you set your hand, and shall bless you in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. And Yahuwah does establish you as a set-apart people to himself, as he has sworn to you, if you guard the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim and walk in his ways, and all the people of the earth shall see the name of Yahuwah is called upon you, and they shall be afraid of you, and Yahuwah shall make you to have plenty of what is good in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, in the fruit of the ground, in the land of which Yahuwah swore to your fathers to give to you. Yahuwah opens to you his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain to your land in its seasons, and to bless all the work of your hand, and you shall lend to many nations, but you do not borrow. And Yahuwah shall make you the head, not the tail, and you shall be only on top, not be beneath. If you obey the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, which I command you today to guard and do not turn aside from any of the words which I am commanding you today, right or left, to go after other mighty ones to serve them. And it shall be, if you do not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim to guard and do all his commands and his laws, which I command you today, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. Cursed are you in the city, and cursed are you in the field. Cursed is your basket and your kneading bowl. Cursed is the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, and the increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flocks. Cursed are you when you come in, and cursed are you when you go out. Yahuwah sends on you the curse, the confusion, and the rebuke in all that you set your hand to do, until you are destroyed, and until you perish quickly because of the evil of your doings, by which you have forsaken me. Yahuwah makes the plague cling to you until he has consumed you from the land which you are going to possess. Yahuwah strikes you with wasting disease, and with inflammation, and with burning, and with extreme heat, and with the sword, and with blight, and with mildew, and they shall pursue you until you perish. And your heavens which are over your head shall be bronze, and your earth which is under you iron. Yahuwah makes the rain of your land powder and dust. From the heavens it comes down on you until you are destroyed. Yahuwah causes you to be defeated before your enemies, and you go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and you shall become a horror to all the reigns of the earth, and your carcasses shall be for food for the birds of the heavens and the beasts of the earth, and no one to frighten them away. Yahuwah shall strike you with the boils of Mitzrayim, with tumors, with the scab, with the itch, from which you are unable to be healed. And Yahuwah shall strike you with the madness and blindness and bewilderment of heart. And you shall be groping at noon, as a blind man gropes in darkness, not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and plundered all the days, with no one to save you. You shall become engaged to a wife, but another man does lie with her. You build a house, but do not dwell in it. You plant a vineyard, but do not use its fruit. Your ox is slaughtered before your eyes, but you do not eat of it. Your donkey is violently taken from before you. It is not given back to you. Your sheep are given to your enemies, with no one to save them. Your son, your sons and your daughters are given to another people, and your eyes look and fail for them all day long, and your hand powerless. A people whom you have not known eat the fruit of your land and all the labors, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed all the days. And you shall be maddened because of the sight which your eye you shall be maddened because of the sight which your eyes see. Yahuwah strikes you in the knees and in the legs with boils of which you are unable to be healed, and from the sole of your foot and from the top of your head. Yahuwah brings you and the sovereign you set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known, and there you shall serve other mighty ones, wood and stone. Thus you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a mockery among all the peoples which Yahuwah drives you. You take much seed out into the field, but gather little in, for the locusts consume it. You plant vineyards and shall labor, but you neither drink of the wine nor gather, for the worm eats it. You have olive trees in all your border, but do not anoint with oil, for your olives drop off. You bring forth sons and daughters, but they are not with you, for they go into captivity. Locusts possess all your trees and the fruit of your ground. The sojourner who is among you rises higher and higher above you, but you come down lower and lower. He lends to you, but you do not lend to him. He is the head and you are the tail. And all the curses shall come upon you, and they shall pursue and overtake you, until you are destroyed, because you do not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim to guard his commands and his laws which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and on your seed forever. Because you do not serve Yahuwah your Elohim with joy and gladness of your heart for all the plenty. You shall serve your enemies whom Yahuwah sends against you in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in needing of all. And he shall put a yoke of iron on your neck until he has destroyed you. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flies, a nation whose language you shall not understand, a fierce-looking nation which shall know no regard for the elderly nor favor the young. They shall eat the fruit of your livestock and the fruit of your land until you are destroyed. They leave you no grain, nor new wine, nor oil, nor the increase of your cattle, or the offspring of your flocks, until they have destroyed you. And they shall besiege you at all your gates, till your high and fenced walls in which you are trusting come down in all your land, and they shall besiege you in all the gates in all your land which Yahweh your Elohim has given you. And you shall eat the fruit of your own body and bless, and you shall eat the fruit of your own body and the flesh of your sons and your daughters whom Yahuwah your Elohim has given you in the siege and distress in which your enemies distress you. The man among you who is tender and who is very delicate, his eye is evil against his brother, against the wife of his bosom, and against the rest of his children whom he leaves behind, against giving any of them to be flesh of the children that he eats, because it is all that has been left to him in the siege and distress with which your enemy distresses you in all your gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, who is not tried to set the sole of her foot on the ground because of her delicateness and tenderness, her eye is evil against the husband of her bosom, and against her son, and against her daughter, and against her seed which comes out from between her feet, and her children whom she bears. For she eats them in secret for lack of all, in the siege and the distress with which the enemy distresses you in all your gates. If you do not guard and do all the words of this Torah, which are written in this book, to fear the esteemed and awesome name of Yahuwah your Elohim, then Yahuwah shall bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and lasting plagues, and grievous and lasting sickness. And he shall bring back on you all the diseases of Mitzrayim, of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this Torah, Yahuwah does bring upon you until you are destroyed. And you shall be left with few men, although you had become as numerous as the stars of the heavens, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. And it shall be it shall be that Yahuwah rejoiced over you to do good and increase you. So Yahuwah does rejoice over you and to destroy you and lay you waste. And you shall be plucked from under the land which you go to possess. And Yahuwah shall scatter you among all people from one end of the earth to the other. And there you shall serve other mighty ones, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. And among those nations you are to find no rest, nor have a resting place for the sole of your foot. But there Yahuwah shall give you a trembling heart and a failing eye, and a sorrow of being. And your life shall be hanging in suspense for you, and you shall fear night and day, and not be certain and not be certain of your life. In the morning you say, "Oh that in the morning you say, oh that it were evening, and in the evening you say, oh that it were morning, because of the fear of your heart, with which you fear, and because of the sight which your eyes see." And Yahuwah shall bring you back to Mitzrayim in ships, by way of which I said to you, you are never to see it again. And there you shall be sold to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one to buy. These are the words of the covenant which Yahweh commanded Moshe to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moshe called all Israel and said to them, You yourselves saw all that Yahweh did before your eyes in the land of Mitzrayim, to Pharaoh and to all his servants and to all his land. Your eyes saw the great trials, the signs, and those great wonders. But Yahweh has not given you a heart to know, and eyes to see, and ears to hear till this day. And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your garments have not worn out on you, and your sandals have not worn out on your feet. You ate no bread, and drank no wine, nor strong drink, so that you might know that I am Yahweh your Elohim. And when you came to this place, Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, and Og, sovereign of Bashan, came out against us to battle, and we struck them, and took their land, and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites and the Gadites, and to the half of the tribe of Manasseh. Oh shit, one more verse. There you shall guard the words of this covenant. Therefore you shall guard the words of this covenant and do them, and shall prosper in all that you do.